Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Vrtati Banerjee and today we are going to discuss about typecasting. So let's get started. So in my last video we have discussed about different data types and the range of values those data types can store. And here we will discuss about some different thing, that is typecasting. Now what is typecasting? Typecasting is basically when we try to convert a particular type of variable into another data type. Now how to do that? So there are basically two types of typecasting. One is implicit typecasting and the other one is explicit typecasting. Now when I say that we are trying to convert a particular data type or particular variable of a particular data type into the other data type, there are two things that can happen, right? So for example, I have an integer variable which I want to convert into short, and I have an integer variable which I want to convert it into long. Now we know that short acquires 2 bytes of memory location, whereas integer acquires 4 bytes of memory location. So if we try to convert a integer type of variable into short data type, in that case we are actually trying to minimize the memory location, right? Or the range of the value which we could store in an integer. That is not possible in the short data type. Now, for example, if I'm storing 10 in integer variable, then it is fine. Then we can store 10 in the short variable as well. But in case I'm storing a higher value, which is out of the range of short, for example, if I mention about this value, so this 2147836647, which is the last range of integer variable. So if I store that value in an integer variable and then I try to convert that into short variable, what will happen? Because short variable cannot contain this value because it's way too large than the range of the values short can store. Now, in that case, what will happen? The short variable will be able to store only a particular portion of this data, and the rest of the data will be lost. So what happens, for example, if you are trying to fit a bigger box inside a smaller box, okay, and if you are trying to do that forcefully, that is not practically possible. You cannot do that naturally. You might have to do it forcefully, and in that case you have to cut out the bigger box, and then you can fix it in the smaller box, right? That is the same case happens here. So we have to cut out some portion of the original value, and rest of the value will be stored in the short data type. So this kind of things are called explicit typecasting because we are doing it forcefully. Now, for example, if you can see that I have a variable that is integer a equals to 10. Now, I have created a variable short temp, and I'm trying to convert this a, that is that integer variable, I'm trying to convert that into a short variable, or I'm trying to put that value inside a short variable. So in this case, I'm trying to fit a bigger value inside a smaller data type, right? So we have to do that forcefully. Now, for example, if I try to do that in a normal way, I will just delete this part and let's see what happens. Say it's showing me an error. What error is that? That is type mismatch cannot convert from int to short because int acquires 4 byte and short acquires 2 byte. Now, if I write short in here, then that means I am forcing it to convert the variable a into short data type. So in that case, what it will do, it will only store the part which is possible for that short variable to store. So we will just try to print the value, for example, and I will try to print temp, and let's see what happens. I will run the code. Oh, and it's printing 10. Okay, so fine, it's working here. Now, if I, for example, if I try to store this value in the integer, okay, for example, I will just put this value in here, and then I will check that what this temp prints. See, it's printing -1. Why it's printing -1? Because it is giving you an error. It is actually returning some error that it could not store the value. Okay, so that is why, since it could not store the complete value, it is showing you an error as it the storage or the assignment was unsuccessful. Now let's see what is implicit typecasting. Now just think the other way. So if I'm trying to convert an integer variable into a long variable, okay, or we are trying to convert a short variable into an integer variable, in that case, it might not be that, or it should not be that tough, right? Because we are trying to fix or fit a smaller box inside a bigger box. So in that case, it should be done naturally. So let's say an example. For say I have a variable that is short, and I have stored 10,000 in here, and I'm declaring a variable which is integer type, that is temp int, and I'm trying to assign the value of s into temp int. Now you can see that I don't need to write this kind of thing over here. This actually denotes that you are trying to convert forcefully, but you don't need to do the same in this case. That is why it can assign the value normally, and this kind of typecasting is known as implicit typecasting. So I will try to print the value of temp int in here, and let's check. Okay, so it's giving me, or it's printing. Okay, so it's printing the perfect value, right? So this was all about typecasting and implicit and explicit typecasting.
So that's it for today's video. If you find it helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in my next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care.